How do you wrap your head around land loss? That was a real difficult thing for me to figure out how to represent as an artist. But I realized that we're actually standing on some of the newest land in the country and simultaneously the most rapidly disintegrating land in the country. Well, I'm Michel Varisco, and I'm a photographer in New Orleans that has been working on the series Shifting for the last 5 years. It basically details the experience around here in the waterways, the wetlands, and the coast, some of the engineered landscapes of the region. You know, we live in an environment that is shifting. It's constantly changing. You know, there's a delicate balance between the salt and fresh water, the way that the marshes grow, the way the cypresses grow and create forests. It's a very delicate system. Anyone that lives here knows that the marshes absorb the wind and water action of storms, right? So the waves, they help protect us. They're the shock absorbers for our environment, and we need them. And also, we need industry on certain levels, but we have to figure out a way that's more sustainable, or else Louisiana is going to be the martyr for the rest of the country. We had, obviously, during this series, 2 big events happened: the BP oil spill of 2010 and the rising river, the historic rising river of 2011. So I was lucky to be able to include that in my body of work and create an installation to describe all of that. We obviously are host to about 70% of the country's migrating birds. This was when there was no oil, and I was lucky to shoot this picture because it was a celebration of the beauty of the birds that come through our region. And underneath is clean water, which is so, I think, undervalued. We really have to value this particular image for this series, because what I got into later, I had no idea that where I was going to go with this body of work when I started. It was just before any oil spill. Regarding the oil spill, you know, BP was reporting, I think, originally that 1,000 barrels of oil were leaking a day, if y'all remember. And then do y'all remember what independent scientists estimated it to be? 100,000 barrels a day. Now there's 43 gallons in each barrel, okay? So anyone have a calculator, figure it out, 3 months of that stuff. I'm hoping that this body of work creates dialogue around the decisions we make as a population, as a country. So I did this project out of a feeling of responsibility as a native, and also because of Hurricane Katrina. It was an opportunity for me to reanalyze my landscape and reinvestigate what we all do to exist here and what we need to think about. So I was learning as I was moving through the project. This body of work was made possible by the Surdna Foundation in New York and the Joan Mitchell Foundation. I've had a lot of support from the Louisiana Endowment for the Humanities in the beginning of this project when they helped me get started on it. The scientists, Dr. Doug Meffert and Dan Etheridge, Rachel Brennan, Ann Gisselson, the writer, Zachary Richard, and Bradley Sumrall, the curator of the show, the Ogden Museum, and the Acadiana Center for the Arts, who also featured the work at their beautiful space, and whoever else shows this work in the future. So, thank you.